7 signs you're secretly wealthy and why it's better that way.
Welcome to the Mindful Millionaire, the #1 self-improvement channel in the world. This channel is your go-to space for mastering mindfulness and money habits to create lasting wealth and inner peace.
Ever met someone who definitely doesn't seem like they have money, but somehow they do? It's like a magician pulling rabbits out of a hat. But instead of a rabbit, it's a fully fledged luxury lifestyle that no one talks about. Yep, we're talking about the secretly wealthy, the stealthy millionaires and billionaires who walk among us without any flashy signals. They're the ones sitting quietly at the coffee shop next to you, sipping their oat milk latte whilst you're over there trying to flex your new watch on Instagram. If you want to build real wealth, not just look like you have it, then learning to spot the quietly wealthy can teach you something valuable. Spoiler alert, it's not about keeping up with the Joneses. It's about playing long game in silence. Let's dive into 7 signs you're secretly wealthy and why it might just be the best decision you'll ever make. Number 7. They live below their means in a modest home. Okay, you probably won't catch them in a 5-bedroom, 8-bath mansion that they can barely afford. Nope. The secretly wealthy understand that a house is a place to live, not a place to show off. While most people are maxing out their mortgages just to get into a cool neighborhood, the wealthy are more likely to opt for a home that's well below their means. Why? Big houses just come with big headaches. The taxes, the maintenance, the constant pressure to keep up appearances. If you're stretching yourself thin with a huge mortgage just to impress the neighbors, you're not building wealth, you're building stress. And spoiler alert, stress doesn't compound at 7% a year. Most secretly wealthy people will invest in smaller, practical homes that are still comfortable but don't break the bank. They might even own their home outright. And guess what? They don't need to make a TikTok video to prove it. Number 6. They master the art of patience. Wealthy people don't rush. They just don't. While the rest of us are clicking buy now on every new shiny object, they're sitting back, analyzing and waiting. Waiting. Here's the thing. The wealthiest individuals have learned a secret that most people just can't grasp. Delayed gratification. If you want to live like most people do today, you'll live paycheck to paycheck, buying things on impulse. But if you want to be wealthy, you'll learn to wait. Let's say you've got your eye on that new $2,000 designer jacket. The wealthy aren't running to buy it just because they can. Nope. They're likely going to wait for a sale, or better yet, forget about it after a few months. By the time they make the purchase, they're sure they actually want it. And they've probably found it for 50% off during a season-end sale. Don't get caught up in the need it now mentality. Real wealth is built by resisting instant gratification and thinking long term. Wealthy people know that most things will eventually go on clearance. And if not, well, they'll live without it, which brings us to our next point. Number 5. They ask detailed questions about small purchases, but don't blink at big ones. This one's a little mind-boggling if you've never noticed it before. The wealthy are extremely diligent when it comes to small purchases. They'll spend hours researching the best value on a $20 power bank or compare every portable speaker on Amazon before committing. It's almost like watching someone treat a $10 purchase with the seriousness of buying a car. But here's the catch. When it comes to big expenses, say a $15,000 roof replacement, they won't even bat an eye. They'll pay up and move on. The difference? The small stuff is where they want the most value for their money because it's discretionary. With big purchases like fixing a roof or replacing a furnace, there's no time for second guessing. It's a necessity, and the wealthy understand that. That's how they stay wealthy. They save every penny they can on things that don't matter. But when it's time to spend on needs, they don't hesitate. Number 4, they know how to play the image game. Ever notice how the wealthy people don't talk about their net worth? You know, the type who casually drops into conversation, "Oh, I'm doing well," or "I'm comfortable, I guess," when asked about their wealth. In reality, they might be sitting on millions or billions. Why are they so downplaying about it? Because they understand human nature better than anyone else. Let's be honest, people get jealous. Even your best friend who genuinely wants the best for you is secretly wondering what their life would be like if they had what you have. That's human nature, and the wealthy know it. So they keep their wealth under the wraps to avoid potential resentment, envy, and unnecessary attention that comes with it. Imagine this. I once had lunch with a guy whose worth was over 100 million. He casually mentioned, I'm poor compared to my friends. His friends? Billionaires. So, as you climb up the wealth ladder, you always find someone wealthier than you. Even the richest people have their own version of keeping up with the Joneses. It's almost like wealth is a game of who's richer than who. But those who are truly wealthy have learned that the best way to win? Keep your cards close to your chest. Number 3, spending on things that actually matter. The wealthy aren't blowing their money on brand new sports cars or flashing their bling. Instead, they put their cash into what truly matters, things that will either save them time or hold rare intrinsic value. We're talking about buying back their time, like hiring private chefs or paying for a personal shopper, or outsourcing chores like laundry and cleaning. They know time is the most finite resource, so they buy it. Whether it's skipping security lines in a private jet or outsourcing home maintenance, these people are buying convenience, not luxury for the sake of showing off. They want their time back so they can focus on things that actually matter, like reading a book, making deals, or spending quality time with family. And then there's their rare hobby. You won't see them posting their latest art purchase on Instagram. They'll buy a Picasso not because they want to impress you, but because they appreciate it. The wealthy understand that collecting rare items isn't about public displays of wealth. It's about having something that no one else has. They're after exclusivity, not just expensive labels. Number 2, the 5 to 10-year-old car that's fully paid off. Ah, the good old car flex. You know the type. Someone buys a new car just to show off their shiny new ride. Meanwhile, the secretly wealthy are the ones driving their 5 to 10-year-old cars, paid off. They might have the money to buy a new Porsche, but why? Wealthy people understand depreciation better than anyone. Cars lose their value faster than your favorite TV show loses plot credibility. Instead of shelling out hundreds a month on a brand new car, the secretly wealthy prefer a reliable older model. And guess what? They save thousands in car payments, which they can then invest. Over time, that money compounds, and that's where real wealth comes from. So next time you see someone driving a beat up Honda Civic or an old BMW that's paid off, don't assume they're broke. They're probably wealthier than you think. Number 1, the 3 E's. They don't do them ever. Okay, this is the most obvious sign, but it's also the hardest to catch. If someone is talking about how much they earn, how expensive their latest purchase was, or living in the world of excess, they're probably not secretly wealthy. The wealthy stay quiet about how much they make. They know when you're constantly talking about your income, you're probably still in that proving phase. But real wealth, it's silent. There's no need to talk about how much you make, because frankly, everyone already knows you're doing well. When they talk about how much their car costs or the luxury vacation they just took, it's often a sign they're trying to impress you, and that's a big red flag. But the secretly wealthy, they don't flaunt anything. They live low-key and avoid living in excess, especially when it comes to appearances. For them, wealth is all about freedom, options, and enjoying life quietly without making everyone around them feel inferior. Final thoughts. Why stealth wealth is the best wealth. So what's the takeaway? If you want to be secretly wealthy, start thinking long term. Stop stressing about impressing people with flashy cars, big houses, and showing off every purchase you make. Instead, focus on building your wealth, maintaining your privacy, and living below your means. True wealth is quiet. It doesn't need to scream. It doesn't need a brand new car or the latest designer.